J.S. Russell again. Wrote My Freedom. Keep on hitting with this content. Because it's like, man, this is what's necessary. How else will people know unless I don't share? So, everything that I've done pretty much in my journey led to where I am because of the personal development. Now, when I say I wrote my freedom, things started with a decision, as I talked about before, but then it was everything that added up to this. It's like things are required to get done in order to become who we must become to get what we want. And what I mean by that is, I had to become the person that the gatekeepers would want to let free. I had to become the person that those responsible for persuading anybody else would be able to have a good case for. So, for all the young women, men that's out in the streets, it's one of those things where I do what I do now as a mentor, community developer, because I don't want you to go into that path. Now, I don't know what I can share from my experience that's going to deter you from that, but I'm going to try to give you everything that I got. And also for those that are actually in that situation, man, I'm going to tell you what I did. Man, reading about successful people that were doing the things that I want to do, educating myself on the ways and the stuff that I felt as though I fell short in life, being able to analyze my state and my people's state to figure out why so many of us were incarcerated. Now, there's the discussion of, the systematic injustice, which definitely exists. Then there's also the history that this country was built off slavery. So the 13th Amendment makes it legal for people to be enslaved. Now, slavery may not be to the same extent as it was in the past, but slavery is slavery. So you have to think or consider, why would I put myself in a position to become that? Then, what are my alternatives? Why is it that people think that they're trapped? Well, I'm going to tell you, one, when I was young, I ain't know no better. And even the stuff that I knew wasn't enough. Then, I felt as though that there weren't exactly enough role models or people that can actually steer me in the right direction. So, some of those things is what I'm trying to change. Not trying. I got connection with Behind the Wall Mentors. There's a good connection of Beyond the Wall Mentors now. Even extending to various other organizations or other men that's incarcerated that's doing this work. And that's the whole thing. We have to change the dynamic. We have to know that we are worth more than the risk that we take, because it's not worth it. Nothing is worth doing that time. Well, I ain't gonna say nothing, excuse me for that. Somebody violates your children, your wife, whatever, your loved one. I don't advise any type of vigilante justice or anything like that. But let's just say, when it comes to robbing, drug dealing, certain things that can put you behind that place for a long time, basically criminal activity. I'm not talking about self-defense or anything like that. Or even when it comes to banging. And I'm not just talking about gang banging alone. I'm talking about banging that gun. So I really would love to teach the children critical thinking in another way. Shout out to the good brother Wendell who has the Big Chair Chess Club, because his whole philosophy with that is think before you move. And sometimes, man, us being in environments that we are, everything is so impulsive, or it's the law of the jungle. I think it's about time that we come about that jungle. It's not to have that instinct, because that instinct can go a long way as far as in business, being decisive, taking action. You know, it's ways of channeling our energy so that we can do more. But when it comes to making the mistakes like I have, man, I'm tell you for real, I was in that cell listening to that Kodak and PNB Rock, drinking and crying because all of the years, you know, and I still got men in the state yard. Free my man Sean Gardner, free Joshine Walls, you know, and that's just two of the brothers, but it's a lot of other good men. Free my man Morgan, free Kenneth Hoffman, free Dwayne Carter L, free Marcellus Hoffman. There's a list, and that's just family. I can go on about some other men, good men, Ricky, L.A., man, a whole lot of people that have done time and helped me out along my journey, you know. But yeah, now my mission is to teach everyone how to write their freedom, because it starts with the thought, starts with the decision, starts with putting that plan into action, putting it down on paper, and executing. J.S. Russell, I wrote my freedom.